Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy. Coming at you with some For Honor. This is going to be a little bit of a different video because if you guys watched The Warrior's Den, you might have noticed one thing that we're finally getting is they're going to be taking some existing maps and making them Dominion maps. I've only been asking for this for like 4 years, since Harbor came out, basically, that, hey, the assets are in the game. They got some really cool maps. Why don't we just, tweak them? Because they've proved that they can tweak maps with, reworks on things like River Fort, Forge, Sentinel. Those have all gotten changes, so they obviously can do it if they don't want to use the assets to make a whole new map. I mean, I think people would just be happy with that. So we're actually in here in a custom match, and I'm just going to walk through and see what maps I think could be Dominion maps. Again, I'm not no comp player or anything, but which ones I think would play well or I would like to see. Because if we're in here for deathmatch, skirmish, there's 22 maps total that you can play on here. Only 12 of them are what we can play on Dominion. So I figure we can just go through, run through, look at the layouts, and maybe just talk about what I think could potentially be changed to make it into a Dominion map, or if I think, probably not a great Dominion map. So we'll just go down the list of the ones that are not already in Dominion and talk about which ones we're going to add, because they're going to add 2, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. If you do, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Remember, tell me what you think should be added as maps for Dominion going forward in the future. And let's go ahead and we'll get started with the old Tower Ruin. Also want to give a quick shout out to Apex Gaming PCs. I am partnered with them, been for a while. They got a big sale going on right now, 25% off your PC, which is insane. And if you're interested, you could use one of these on one of my custom builds right here that we got here. So if you miss out on that, you can still get 5% off with code Tony. Link will be in the description. All right, I just threw on PK because, fast character. Tower Ruin, I think, should not be a Dominion map. There's too much verticality. So this is just I guess it's the semi-top level, because you can go up even higher. This definitely plays better as a deathmatch. Like, you can run all the way up the tower, and then you have all this stuff. There's stairs that go all the way down. The tower itself is like 4 levels. So you can go down here, and this brings you out to this just random-ass area, and then you can ladder down to kind of get to the main spot. As like a duel map, as a brawls map, as a death match, it makes more sense, but I don't think verticality is exactly what you want for Dom, especially people could just like camp the ladders and such. So this one, although very aesthetically pleasing, like, you would have to change, I think, too much of it, basically eliminating, I think, the tower section. Like, if you wanted like something maybe like an A point over here, somehow change it to mids right in this like bridge area, potentially you could have something, and then you would have to make C. I don't know, you could have that ladder up to like one of the other things or something. Like, it could be that, but I think just how the map's laid out, just too much verticality doesn't really play as a strength for this map, and it's just kind of big and it's very convoluted. Personally, I don't think it'd be great, so I don't need to spend too much time on this one, I think. All right, we are on Canyon, which is one of, if not my favorite maps just in the game in general. And I think this one could definitely be a Dominion map. It is a little like circular, so maybe that doesn't play for like a very like kind of long range one. But anyways, over here, you could have a spawn by docks, right? One of the points can easily be, somewhere back over here. You could do it by the hut if you want. You could have like a point that's over by this little like Viking shack, or you could have it even over here. They'd probably remove the spikes because they seem to be taking out a lot of environmentals, or maybe they leave them. But yeah, this could easily be a point over here that you could fight on. The B lane, I think, sets up very nicely towards this middle area right here. You just might have to remove some of the trees in area, but like, I think this just feels like a good B lane in general. You probably have some minions on both sides, kind of more of a unique one where you have to clear out both sides, and then obviously pushed up to here would be one side versus like, I don't know, pushed up to roughly around here or something. But this, I think, fits perfectly for a B site as well. And then you have a couple different lanes you can do. You can do that little bridge over there. I actually think that, you can have some unique fighting areas, like fighting up top here. You don't want to get ledged and fall off. And then you got this little bridge you can go, but you can take the down low area. The other point could, be something maybe down low, or it could be just like maybe this area back over here. It just depends on where they want to set up the spawns. This is the only area where they might have to change something. Like maybe this is the point. But usually that you have some sort of like barriers around it or so, they would just have to figure out, you know, what rocks and stuff to move. But I think this map plays pretty well. Because let's just say, I don't know. It depends on the spawns too, because you can actually spawn way back up top over here. Not a lot of people know this, but this is a pretty extended one. I think you want to give options to both areas, so you can spawn by docks, and someone can run to A or C, right? And then you can, kind of like how Sentinel gives you that option, and then you could have people spawn up top here, because it puts you out of the way at least a little bit. Have this as a spawn point, and they could run down to there, or they could run back through there, and you're basically across the map from them. So I think those are actually decent spawn points and can allow for people to get to both sides kind of equally. So I think Canyon, with little tweaks to some of the foliage, I mean, I think they gotta be at least looking at this one. All right, Shipyard is interesting, but I fear it's maybe too small and or too narrow. There's like so many narrow fights on bridges. You got those docks down there. Like you're gonna be getting ledged infinite amount of times on this map. But let's say if you had a spawn up here, one of the points would probably be inside of this building. So you don't have to run very far, and you can get off rotation like pretty easily on there. But it's basically a 3-lane map. You have a top lane through here. You have a middle lane. But then you kind of have one that splits right there. Like B would obviously be somewhere like around this Viking ship. And then you would have the other point potentially in this building with the saw, which, so to speak, that's man, the saw of this map would be very annoying. And then you have this Viking ship. Like, there's some cool areas that you can fight. Like, you can choose to go up, or if you want to be a little sneaky gamer, go through, like, the bottom, try to pass through, go through mid. You can go through these little tunnels and such, try to make these rotations. It is a pretty small map, so you can get over from one end to the other. Some people like that. I mean, there are smaller maps where all the points are kind of concentrated, like the Shard. But for me personally, I'm not huge on this map, and I just don't know how it would play. It is at least kind of a little bit more linear than a map like Canyon. So, I mean, the potential, you know, it's there. It's just a matter of how they would rearrange it to kind of make it fit the points. I don't know how I would feel, though, about Shipyard. I think there's better options. Maybe it's something in the future, but I think there's better options, at least from what we have already in the game. All right, now we got Cathedral, which is my other pick for something that I would love as a map, just because I love its aesthetic. And it's pretty much just a straight line. So it works if you want to have... It's just depending on, again, on where they want to have the home points. Because it is smaller. Like, rotating from one area. I mean, I think you would have to remove some of the geysers. And then make one of the points here on this end. But then, or if they just shift, like, the positioning of the cathedral. Like, you get a nice little B point right here, right? You can go through mid. Obviously, this is opened up. Straight line through there. And then you can fight either on the right side over here. Or the left side. You got your ladders and stuff that you can go around, and then you can also take this outside area that takes you around towards the other team's spawn. That is a ledge. You can't actually cross that. You'll die. But I think just as like a straight line, I think Cathedral would fit pretty well. I think you just shift a couple things. All right? You have a spawn that's already back here by the broken bridge. Again, maybe point, you know, A or C is somewhere like over here. Maybe it's like right before you get into the cathedral. Or maybe they just shift it out and add more grass or something. But I think it's like a B point. This would be quite interesting to fight, right? You fight on here, you got to worry about getting jumped off from a ledge over there. You got to just worry about getting flanked from these little like cubbies. You got to worry about people trying to, you know, run around, get to the other end, use the ladders and such. I think Cathedral would be an interesting map and would make for some pretty interesting gameplay. Again, you can go all the way around to these areas. Lots of ladders to use. You can... I don't know if you die here. No, yeah, you don't even die. Use that as a little escape route. Go try to get a back cap or something. But, yeah, Cathedral minus the geysers, because this many geysers would be incredibly annoying in Dominion. And I think the team that maintains control of geyser land would be probably benefiting from it. But yeah, just get rid of some of the geysers, and I think Cathedral doesn't need too much changing. All right, we are on Cinder Mill, and I don't remember the exact layout, but off the top of my head, I feel like it wouldn't be a super great Dominion map, but I could be wrong. I know that there's, like, the fire and the bridge and stuff. You could have a point, theoretically, over here. I mean, the spawns give options, right? If you spawn back over here, like, this is obviously where you fight, like, duels a lot of the time, or up here or something. But then, like, these things, they kind of just seem out of place. I mean, if you want to take, like, a really, really weird route, you can run all the way around to try to get to the end. But even so, this isn't even the end. Maybe this is another spawn. Then you have this back tree over here, which, you would probably have a spawn here, or this is a point. I'm trying to think of where the B lane... I mean, B lane would probably be somewhere through here, which means you would have the potential of falling into the lava. But the bridge makes for some interesting crosses and such. I just think there's too many outshoots. Like, what is the point of this? You know? Like, how many people are going to go up there? Probably not many. It is semi-built, like, 3 lanes, so to speak. But, I mean, maybe if you had a point... So if we're spawning here, maybe a point by the mill, maybe B lane. Maybe B lane's right here, actually. Actually, no, wait, that's not bad. That's not bad. B lane could be through here. But then that would put our other spawn right here, right? Most likely. Or if it makes it the other spawn is up here. So it's kind of in the middle. So it's a little bit harder to get there. But I don't know where then the other point would be. If that's that, then maybe the other point is actually just down here. Like that you would have A here, C on the other end. Like somewhere down here. But yeah, it might just get too congested, if I think. I don't know. I'm gonna vote no for Cinder Mill. Someone smarter than me could potentially tell me why it's better, but I don't know if this is gonna be one that they do. Alright. We're on Forest. Forest is another one that I think could be turned into a Dominion map. You might have to cut down on some areas. But let's say one of the points... Oh, I forgot about these bridges. Oh, these bridges be annoying as fuck. There might be too much verticality in some of this, but I figure you have a point somewhere, you know, over on this side. B lane. Where would B lane run through? Because I do like the tower on Forest. Trying to think of where B lane would run. Because you can actually, right, you can get in the tower from certain angles, right? Can you? I swear you could get in the tower. I could be wrong, though. I thought there was an entrance somewhere to it. Is it just there for aesthetics? Is it just there to be aesthetically pleasing? I swear I've been inside that tower. I'm literally wrong, but... Huh. So now to think, where would you actually have a B lane running? Because now the middle of the map is kind of unusable with that big-ass tower, and I don't necessarily see them getting rid of the big-ass tower. You're not going to have B lane running through a bunch of bridges. This kind of just hedges on the fact that I thought that this was somewhat usable, that you could enter it. You would have to have it go down in front, so you'd probably have to widen this lane that's underneath me right here, where the ladder is. That would be, like, one of your lanes, but it's set up good for other points, depending on where your spawn point is set. You could have one that's kind of down over there past that big tree, or you could have a point that is more on this side. Probably somewhere like in this vicinity, somewhere down here. And then you would have another spawn probably just in the back over here, probably seal this point off maybe so you don't get ledged. But it has a built map for a good A and C point. I feel like you could even have something that's like down here It's just a matter of B. It's like, do you want B to be right here? You just don't want to, like, have unused parts of the map, right? This is obviously the longest lane through here. It's just a matter of, like, if you have a point there and a point there, then does this back top area not get used as much? Maybe for the occasional flank. But at first I thought that this was, like... I mean, this could even be a B lane. This could be a B lane, so to speak. And then you have A and C over there, but... Yeah, I'm now starting to think with this big-ass tower in the middle that can't actually get used. They might have to remove too many things and make too many changes on this map. Alright, Viking Village. A map I haven't explored too much. You've obviously played duels and brawls on it. There's a lot of dock areas. If you wanted a spawn to be, like, right here, so to speak, I don't think this map would be terrible. Looking at it, you would have... I mean, you have, again, probably a really nice B lane that could just be going through here, or if you want to run it diagonally, you can go kind of somewhat through here to here. They would have to maybe just change an opening. I mean, you can get through here as well. There is again a lot of ups and downs, a lot of houses that you can go through. It's a village, obviously, so there is humble abodes, but you can make a left route flank if you want to go in through here. I would assume one of the points would have to be inside this main hall in this one. But then you have, like, the ladders and stuff that go up here. Does this even lead to anywhere outside? It just leads to kind of a ledge over here. I don't know if you can get down from here. Yeah, if you go up top here, you're just going up top for the sake of being up here. It doesn't really give you any advantage on the map. Let's go ahead and take out the left, because there's an opening that goes through here as well. Right, this is where you can fight duels and such. Yeah, that's blocked off. I thought for a second that wasn't there. So if you have a point maybe down by that dock, the other spawn point maybe has to go, like, right there. It's probably easier for the one team then to go from the ledges over there down to there. Make it easier for the people over there to get into the house. But you have a lot of different lanes you could choose, and this is, like, very straight if they wanted to have B lane be running through here. Again, probably just have to shift some of the assets over, like maybe just block this off, have this be a little bit more open, maybe shift to the tree to make it more effective for minions to kind of flow through, because they have to come from your spawn, right? That would make it the most reasonable sense. Then your spawn would be here, minions go there, they go straight, minions go there, they go straight. But there might be too many lanes on Viking Village. Just from a little run through. You might be getting lost a couple times trying to get to the other side of the map, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. And again, I don't know how much the devs are willing to change up the maps, or if they want to kind of just go, like, make as few changes as possible to try to get something out for us. But yeah, this one, I'm on the fence. Okay. Honestly, Market Town could be kind of fun. Again, there is a lot of verticality. The main draw on Market Town is that you're fighting on a lot of the rooftops, and there's the zip lines and such. But if this is one of your spawns, I would say you might have a point that's back over here. Or if this is your spawn, you might have a point that's over going through there. The B lane would probably just go down here through the bridge. It's very long, very straight. Just widen out the bridge a little bit. Allow the minions to pass through. You got fucking donkeys and stuff going through here. And then if you have another spawn that's roughly right around here, the other point... Or do we put the other point by the big tree? You gotta go up a ladder to get to the big tree. Something through here. It's not really too wide over here. They would have to widen it out most likely. And that would put... I mean, I don't think it would be necessarily bad, though. Or if this area just gets widened, like maybe do a little bit of housekeeping. I mean, this house is on fire already. Why don't we just get rid of that and then just widen this up? This becomes a point. You can fight around here. You can fight by the waterfall. Very picturesque. And then you can kind of get around to the different parts of the map using the houses and using the methods of transport on top. You got your zip lines and stuff. I think the zip lines would make for some pretty fun gameplay. People just trying to get around. Some people might find that annoying. But overall, at least, like, there's a lot of random-ass places to go on Market Town. But you can kind of, you know, at least see the whole map from here. It's not like you're hidden going through a bunch of tunnels. Like, you're not Tower Ruin. It's like Tower Ruin, you'd be in this one area and you wouldn't even know what the hell is going on the other side of the map. Like, I get just posted up right here. I can kind of tell what's going on there, what's going on down there. You know, I get up here, I get a bit better vantage point. I can take a look at B. You can make some pretty good moves. Market Town might not be too bad. And I like it aesthetically. It's one of the more unique maps that we've gotten in For Honor. Matter of if they want to, you know, get rid of some of the ladders and some of the different places that you can actually go through. Taking this across to get to the other side of B point would be kind of cool as a little, like, method. People running away with zip lines and shit. Market Town, I would like to see. I don't know if it's going to be in the first rotation, but I'd like to see it. All right. Secluded Keep. I'll be honest, in my mind, I don't think it'd be great. There are definitely openings that you could have as, like, actual points pretty easily on this map. You could have a point open in here. You could have a point in the back there if they extend it. You could have the point just be right here. But I think it kind of suffers from too much verticality, somewhat as Tower Ruin. Not as many levels, but there's at least 3. And I think that makes the minion gameplay at least a little weird. So let's just explore all 3 levels real quick. So you can obviously get down. The B lane would probably run something like... You would have to go like somewhere mid here. Just a matter of how the minions would get through. Or would you have the minions on this like second level going through on like the bridge? But you have this main level kind of in this like this little crypt looking bullshit. And then you get up to the main like base level, which is also pretty big. You run around, you have access. I mean, this probably makes more sense as like a B lane, but they would have to open it up. This is, again, pretty big, and we haven't even gotten to the other side of, like, this map that makes it even more massive, which is the 3rd level. So having all 3 of these levels, I'm not too sure. Can fight up here. What is this? Where does this gate actually close? Oh, close that gate? Nah, that seems troll as shit. I forgot that there's this. How many gates can you... Oh, it's the lava. Low key. That's kind of crazy. And they said that they were repurposing deathmatch maps, so you can't take sections of Breach. That just, the lava got me thinking. I think maybe there's too many levels for Secluded Keep, personally. I don't think it really has a layout for a Dominion map. But again, I could be stupid. But I'm going to say no on this one. Yeah, I'll keep it a buck. I don't know if I've even explored the entire Canopy map. Seems like there might be just too much shit. And there's also, like, just a lot of narrow areas. But, I mean, if they changed up spawn locations... I don't know where someone else would spawn. This is a big-ass little staircase. Where would you have a point? Because I think that back area, like, where this temple is, would be a good point. This kind of seems like Market Town on steroids. Like, just being able to traverse, like, the map and such to get around. You'd have probably a lot of running. Again, a lot of ledges as well. But you can, you know, zip line to areas like that. You can zip line down there. There's another zip line that goes across there. The B lane is pretty much set, though, which would be... Can you jump down off this? Okay. The B lane would be set, which would be this actual, like, canopy. Minions would come through there. Minions would go through there. Which would have to make your spawn point be kind of somewhat, like, over here. Have the minions spawn through there. Might get a little crowded. Or they could shift it if they want. Like, what the hell is... Where does this ladder go to? Yo, you can't use that ladder. That's just a ladder. I'm thinking there's too many ladders. And too many bridges. It could be decent, but, like... You can at least get into the action quicker with the zip lines, which I think is cool. Being able to get back into the fight fast... I think is always good. People don't want to spend too much time running. Like, Sanctuary Bridge is a pretty solid map, but it does take 9.5 years to run back to the mid lane, I will say, which can be annoying, and so being able to use a zipline is pretty cool. I mean, aesthetically a pleasing map, but too many little, like, nooks and crannies and stairs and bridges. I don't know how the gameplay would be. I've played Elimination on here, and, like, the other modes, like, they've had the Hitokiri mode on here, which is, like, a skirmish mode, and it is a clusterfuck, I will say, in those modes. I don't know how that translates to Dominion, but you're really that's just your main area, and then you're really set to just like the outside of the map, so you'll just be running around the outside instead of like focusing into the middle. I don't know. It could happen, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna. Which, to be fair, this is a fucking sick looking map. You ever just take the time to appreciate just like the outskirts of maps and like all the detail put into that? Like that bridge is not in use. They didn't have to do that. That big ass like Buddha statue. Get all the trees and like the houses built into the trees and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of detail in here, and then the caverns in between. Like, this is a freaking cool looking map, but I don't think it'd be for Dominion. All right, so that's all the maps that are in the deathmatch mode that aren't already Dominion maps. So if we're going through it, if I had 3 choices that I think would probably fit well, I think Canyon's gotta be one. Canyon's gotta be a map. I think this one actually fits too perfectly. My own personal one would be, I want Cathedral in, but Shipyard might be a good shot as well. I was kind of originally high on the Forest, but I'm thinking Shipyard might be slightly better, just kind of running through. Viking Village, interesting. Market Town is also interesting. Actually, scrap that. I'd pick my 3 as Cathedral, Canyon, and Market Town. I think those would be fun. Again, does it make for the best gameplay? Probably not. They probably look like crap right now because they'll have to actually change it and make it into a map that is good for Dominion. But that's not my job, right? My job is to find the hidden potential of some of these maps. So guys, again, let me know in the comments what you think. Just wanted to go through and run through these maps, kind of get a layout of how they are already. Because, again, like they say, it's like over 60% of players play Dominion. So that's, and then I'd say like, what, 30% of people are in brawls and in duels, and then 5 to 8% are in breach, which makes, you know, none in deathmatch, so to speak. So it's pretty rare to see these maps kind of used in their full potential. So again, let me know. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.